Hello and welcome back to Frostpunk, A New Home. In our last episode, we upgraded our hunters to flying hunters. We barely did that before they took off for hunting time tonight. We also started building our third coal mine. We built some more storage for when we need it for things. And we have quite a few sawmills staffed and ready to go. I think 4 of them. Staffed and going, I should say. Yeah, 4 of them. We started upgrading, or building rather, some bunkhouses in anticipation for upgrading some of our houses to bunkhouses. That'll increase the insulation of those buildings, and we'll need that done. We probably want that done before we get to that next cold snap. We also have 2 scouting teams out exploring, where we found some American camps out this direction, and we found some winter home related camps out in this direction after we discovered in the preceding episode that winter home had been lost. So let's unpause the game. We have this group coming into their next destination here. Oh, we have a law to sign. Excellent. So back into purpose, and last time we signed evening prayers. Oh, we built our house of prayers too last time, at the very beginning. This time we're going to sign the law and build the temple. We will build a magnificent testament to the devotion of our people. It will kindle hope in the hearts of the faithful and sway the doubtful. So this gives us a building called the temple. It raises hope. It helps Londoners mend their ways. Discontent will occasionally fall slightly. And we have a new ability called the ceremonial service, which raises hope and comforts the discontented. And of course we will have to build said temple. So let's sign that law. And I think I usually build the temple somewhere over here. I'm trying to remember where I like to build it. I think I might have built this coal thumper in the wrong spot relative to where I wanted it. Let me see here. The temple. The faith building. It is 4 by 5, which is huge-enormous. We could build it there. That would save from having... Yeah, I think I wanted this coal thumper out here further, because I don't want this out here, I don't think. I think I want to put this in here. Usually I end up filling this area with more housing, but I think we'll just expand the housing out into these areas and not have so much over here. How far of a range do you have? Actually, we might not even use this area at all for housing, given that this house of prayer ends right here. We'd have to put another house of prayer in anyway. So, I think that's a good idea. We'll put this here. Let's build it. That'll show them unbelievers. Alright, do we have... Yes, we need to do a sermon. Should have done it hours ago. In the last episode. That's okay. Let's crank the speed up here. Oh, and we get an alert almost immediately. Writing on the wall. Captain, someone has defaced the walls with predictions of doom for our city. This is troubling. People already fear we'll share Winterhome's fate, and scared minds are swayed by even the smallest nudges. So we can send a cleric to reassure people, which will cause hope to fall slightly, or we can ignore it, which will cause hope to fall. Not slightly. We're going to have to do this one, because I don't want hope to fall any more than it has to. And it fell by that much. It probably would have fallen by at least twice as much if I hadn't done that. Scouts have reached the snow cliff. Let's explore. The hole in the snow cliff leads to a small chamber. Someone lives here, but the lonely human figure we saw from afar has disappeared. It might be the sole survivor of Winterhome. Grab some stuff. The refugee from Winterhome. The man we've seen from afar was nowhere to be found. Searching his burrow, we find a diary of a scientist who fled Winterhome. After the starving city fell into chaos, its leader, an army captain, appointed himself as an absolute ruler. He tried to impose order using force. Plenty of people, disgruntled, deserted the city, and most of the others rebelled against him. Sites discovered shrouded cave. So we will take the wood, food rations, and the steam core, and make our way to the shrouded cave. Actually, I could, just for fun, test and see what the distance here is. 4 hours, so it would have been about the same had we not taken the shortcut in the last episode, or taken that gone that way in the last episode instead. That makes me feel better about it. We're almost out of food rations again, but we added the 2 additional hunters last time, and then we upgraded them all this time to hunters' hangars. So hopefully that takes care of our food ration issues for a while. We may need to put a couple more engineers in here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw them in there. People regain hope. For the first time, the Londoners have failed to persuade anyone to abandon our city and flee to London. People are recovering from their shock at the news of Winterhome and starting to hope for the future. I'm glad to hear that. So now the tendency is neutral, which is nice to hear. Temple built. The temple has been erected. The magnificent symbol of our devotion is now visible throughout the city. Hope rises. So with the temple being built, that gives us an additional ceremonial service option here, but we need food rations for this. So we aren't going to be able to use it right away, but hopefully we can use it quite soon. And do I want to gather more coal, or do I want to gather more wood? Well, actually, we can gather more coal. Let's put some engineers in there. Might as well gather the coal once the time starts here in a little bit. Okay, 2, 3 of 4, 5, and the last one will be a few hours yet, or actually not a few hours. Okay, they'll be back in a little bit. Everyone's getting to work. Scouts have reached the children's hideout. The cave is a hideout for some children who were evacuated from Winterhome. There are no adult survivors here. We should talk to the kids and take them to our city. We talked to the children in the hideout. They said that one night their teachers and some hunters took them out from Winterhome on a secret adventure. Teachers told them they were going to stay here for a while. When the food ran low, their guardians went back to get more and didn't return. It seems these kids were evacuated in time before things in their city got really ugly. And of course we're going to do the escort option. We took care of the children. We formed the children into an orderly column and set off toward the city. They walked quietly and resolutely like little adults, the youngest clutching their toys tightly. This is going to be a long journey. Please have enough warm beds prepared for their arrival. Yes, we should, actually. Good idea. So we did have a bit of a surplus in terms of people. Here comes the last hunter. In terms of housing, not much though. 24 beds. So let's build a few more bunkhouses, hopefully. And we need to make sure that these are covered by steam hubs, which they're not. Nothing in this ring will be. So we'll have to start a new ring. And that road is in the wrong spot, as predicted. So I want to change it. I guess I should have done this originally, but let's come out from here. And then let's delete this road here, which is going to cause these people to freak out a little bit. But we have 32 people to get the job done. So we'll do that. And then we can build some of those bunkhouses. And we can afford 4 of them until we run out of steel. So maybe the next research I do should be the steelworks. Sorry, the steam steelworks. Because we're burning through steel like crazy, both in the researches and in the building. So might be a good idea to get some steel going. Scouts have reached the fishing village. A hot spring keeps a tiny patch of sea from freezing here. The Americans use this opportunity to set up a fishing village. It's deserted now. No place for the weak. This fishing village used to supply Tesla City with food. Searching it, we found a letter. Mike, don't return to the city. Tesla's a madman. He cast out all the amputees, all the sick. Jerry's parents and old Beth are among them. There will be blood, that's for sure. And soon. The village was left in order. We could send a team here to start fishing. So if we leave the village intact, we'll get 2 steam cores. If we dismantle the huts, we'll get 280 more wood, but we won't get the ability to use it as an outpost. And I think, since we're getting the steam cores anyway, 280 wood is trivial. I think we're going to set up an outpost here for food. Let's leave the village intact. And we will continue on to Tesla City. Get this road done quickly as we can. Ah, wait a minute. Let's pause again. This sawmill is now inoperative because there are no more trees in its range. So we can dismantle this as well, and then we can build an additional sawmill out here someplace to pick up those trees. And this one's probably going to be dead any moment. Yep. So we need to build more sawmills. Okay, that got finished. Now I can build some more. I'm going to pause again, I think. And we'll go to resources, sawmill. And I want to position these, once again, in such a way that I pick up as many trees as possible. And that looks like the right spot right there. And then while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and pop one down over here someplace. Preferably in the same line. But it won't necessarily go there. Although, by the time you're done, it'll be that tree there. Nope, I'm not going to be able to put it in the same line. So I'll have to go here instead. Would you have been fine one tile closer? Let's see. Just so I don't have to build roads at different angles. Yeah, you would have been. Okay, let's do that there then. And then, of course, we need a road. Oh, these are in the same line as this. That's potentially very good. Yeah, that's 18 wood to build that giant road, but that's all right. All right, so go ahead and work. We're going to need a steam hub out here somewhere. It is just about time that we could delete the steam hubs from this inner ring here and put them in this ring here. We would need to upgrade the generator range, though, in order to be able to dismantle these. But mechanical calculators researched. But I think I want to plan for that, because we're going to end up dismantling these anyway and using the ranges more effectively. So let's put this here. No, let's put this here. Because steam hubs also have ranges. I think, nope, this one. Okay, well, I stop him and Han and build the thing. Did I not plan this one for the bunkhouse? Or for the... I might have messed up. I did. This one actually isn't in range of the House of Prayer. We need to dismantle this. Because I'm not going to build another House of Prayer out here, I don't think. Maybe I will, but not for a long time. Actually, you know what? Let's not dismantle it. Let's just disable it. It'll be fine. Plea of the Faithful. Sir, a priest is here with a group of followers. They're asking you to cut the public house opening hours. They contend that the pleasures it offers poison the minds and souls of our people. So that we could have the public house be open for 2 hours shorter. Its effect will fall by 20% and hope will rise. Or not change anything. Discontent will rise slightly, hope will fall slightly. What is the effect of the public house again? I think it was something to do with happiness. I'm gonna not change it. I'm I might regret it, but I'm not going to change it. The public house... I wish they let me look at this stuff. The public house reduces discontent, so I think it'll be okay in the end. Mechanical calculators was also researched. So we have efficient gathering, which we can't afford steel-wise. I think we need to do steam steelworks. Because we're definitely using a lot more steel now, so we need to get those upgraded. Okay, let's let you guys work faster now. It's still work time. We still have 42 people unemployed, so we can get a lot of building done, and this is also done. So now we have 52 people unemployed, which means 52 people doing work of various types. Oh, that was just the end of the day. Okay, that's fine. And now I can assign those 20 people to these two sawmills instead. And scouts have reached the Tesla City. The city is modern and meticulously built. A tall tower emits a constant barrier of lightning, deflecting the incoming snow, but nobody comes out to greet us. Thunder unleashed. Able minds and bodies will prevail over the cold, reads the slogan over the entrance to Tesla City. A central tall tower shines with the blue glow of electric discharges, which form a protective dome over the town. But something went wrong here. There are charred bodies lying in the streets, and the stench of burned flesh taints the air. We saw lightning streak from the tower hitting a building and leaving a gash in its roof. They discovered Dreadnought Landing. So, we could risk entering the city, which the scouts will try to disable the electrical discharge. We may lose the scouts, but maybe we'll get some resources. Or we could just stay away from it and... I assume we may get some resources. Or we could just stay away from the city and call it a day. I'm not that thrilled about possibly losing my scouts and getting nothing out of the deal, so I think I'm going to stay away. We didn't dare enter. We searched the outskirts of Tesla City. It seems that nobody has survived inside, but some people might have escaped. Plus, they're carrying a bunch of resources here. Oh, actually, 2 steam cores, which is not something that I really want to lose. So, we're here now. Let's continue on to the Dreadnought Landing. And we're still 17 hours from home with the kids there. That gives plenty of time to do upgrading. Get everything built? Looks like we did. So we have now, till the kids arrive, 54 beds free. That means I can build 5 bunkhouses. Or 4 bunkhouses tonight. The temple has influenced some people to mend their ways. So the number of Londoners just dropped. Was it 40 something? I've already forgotten. Oh, and we have lots of rations now. So I think we can go ahead and do the ceremonial service, which costs 20 rations and is a 4-day cooldown. So we need to do that. And we also want to do the evening service, which I think takes place like 11:30. So 23:30 I think is when it is. So I think that'll still pop this yet today. While we're there, that is. Another act of vandalism. The Londoners had to face more walls, urging everybody to join them and abandon the city. Some graffiti even mocks your leadership, brandishing you an unfit leader incapable of doing what it takes to save our people. Once again, we can send a cleric or ignore it. I'm going to send the cleric. Hope will fall slightly, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to have to move this coal thumper eventually. Cleric was beaten. I was afraid of that. Captain or priest was assaulted while trying to reassure people disturbed by the Londoners' slogans. We should do something to protect our people. We need the Faith Keepers to secure the streets. You'll have 3 days to establish the Faith Keepers. Hope will rise slightly. We need the Faith Keepers to strike back. You have 3 days to establish the Faith Keepers. Discontent will fall slightly. Or we will pray for him as assailants. I think I want to do this one versus that one. Yeah, so we're going to do this one. That's the next thing that I'm going to sign for the law is the Faith Keepers. So we have 9 hours left on that cooldown, and we have 3 days to establish 4 days to establish the Faith Keepers. So that's plenty of time. As long as nobody gets punched out again. Scouts have arrived at the Dreadnought landing. A huge ship has been dismantled here. Only its massive keel plates remain under the ice. Railroad tracks lead south. Light to the south. We found a piece of hull plate bolted to a boulder. It's engraved with the following inscription. In the year 1886, the American expedition aboard Hephaestus landed here in search of a haven from the global glaciation. May God preserve the souls of our fellow countrymen who perished on the way aboard our sister ship Prometheus. Sites discovered, research station, and ice corridor. And we get another steam core, a bunch of wood and steel. Research station is an oddly shaped building. Looks like some kind of research facility. Or the ice corridor, which is a wide lane of crushed ice. Obviously left by the American Dreadnought. I think I want the research station next. Trying to remember which ones are... which ones have people and which ones don't is a bit tough sometimes. Let's get rid of this road. I want to measure... Let's also get rid of this road here. The steam or the coal thumper. I'm just gonna let time. Actually, no, time's not gonna keep going because I'm building. Is 3 by something. We have 2 spaces here, and I want 3 spaces here at least. 2, 3. So maybe I can put this out here instead. Or I could dismantle it and just move it out 1 more space. That might be okay. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. So I'm going to end up dismantling this coal thumper. Should I do it now? I should do it now before... yeah, before it gets to be cold again. Quit your complaining, George. We're okay on coal. We have 2 days worth of coal. So, and they're going to still collect from the piles. I think the piles stay, even though the thing's being dismantled. I think. I guess we'll see in a moment. Yes, they do. Excellent. So they'll still be gathering the coal, even though there's no coal thumper here. And we just wanted to move this out by 1. Can I remove this road first? Probably. Take that out. Take that out. Build the road here instead, which is what we're going to snap the coal thumper to. Because, yeah, we need to have 3 spaces here for 2, 3, yeah, for stuff and things. Build that there now, and the coal piles all still stayed, which is great. And that road should get built momentarily. And then we can assign people to finish it. Steel steamworks researched. Now I bump up against a problem with that. I can upgrade them now and lose a bunch of productivity today, or I can wait till tonight and upgrade them. But I'll make more once they're upgraded. More steel, that is. I think I'll wait till tonight anyway. I think I'll probably make more in total if I leave them alone during the day. Infirmary might not be a bad idea to do. Do the insulation as well there. Not worried about the healthcare insulation until I have infirmaries. Outpost depot might also be a better idea to do. Here's where we get the steam hub range upgrade. We'll want to have at some point. We could do the heater efficiency. We don't have enough steel for that. We don't have enough steel for that either. Or that. Alright, we just need to let some steel get accumulated here. Just a few. Unpause. Accumulate. I think it was 20. And I think I'm going to do the outpost depot. So we can start collecting food from the fishing village. And now we're out of steel. Look at that. Alright. People get to work, please. People get to work, please. Actually, you all aren't able to work yet, so... the scouts are here. Pause, and let's pop these guys out and let them do some building. Or, yeah, it's not done yet. We'll put the workers back in here, though. And let's go help out the scouts. And we need to come back out. Oh, no, we don't. We need to go there. We're done now in here, inland. I think that's everything that was related to Winterhome. So we need to go to the ice corridor now. But we need to go to Dreadnought Landing to get there. For the speed. Please build that last piece of road. Did I miss a piece of road? Yes, I did. Scouts have reached the research station. The door of the research station has been bashed in. There are signs of fighting inside. Broken furniture, damaged scientific instruments, and spatters of blood. Explore. Inside the ransacked station, we found Tesla's audio diary. A voice speaks. All the observed changes, like suns dimming, volcanic ash, could not have caused such cooling. What if the huge quake of 1887 in Patagonia was an asteroid strike? There's shouting, crashes, and then silence. Numerous tracks lead from the door toward the mountains. Knights discovered cave hideout. Okay, we'll take these guys into the hideout while these guys make their way here still for the ice corridor. Can we finish this road, please? Are you coming to do it? Yes, you are. Excellent. Oop, too far. Also, zooming out far enough takes you back out, but I don't like to use that button if I don't have to. Okay, we'll get those guys to work. And change of heart. Sir, a man was found crying silently in the temple. We approached him to ask if he needed help. He told us he wanted to see you. I thought my faith died long ago, sir, with my wife and daughters in London. I couldn't see any purpose in our new life, in the fight for survival. But today, when I entered the temple, I saw a future for us. Now I'm ready to face it. I'm glad to hear that. So, I want to make sure that we don't have any of these available. We do not. Oh, but we do have, totally forgot, missed that it popped whenever it popped, Faith Keepers. So, the Faith Keepers are kind of a police force, I guess. The Faith Keepers, our most devoted believers, will ensure that the righteous are able to work and pray in peace and security. We get a new building called the Faith Keepers. We can ask the Faith Keepers to break up protests. We have a new ability called a nighttime procession, which reduces discontent. And we'll have to build the building, of course, but discontent will rise having them. So they kind of cause discontent and alleviate discontent. And we don't have enough steel for it just yet, but we're almost there. So let's unpause, get steel up to 40. And one more just so I don't see the thing complain. We could build this here in that space. It could also get built here in this space. How big are these? 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's snapping differently. Okay. I paused. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6 with 2 more on the end. And this was 3 wide, I think. If I build this here, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still. Okay, then we're going to build it there then. Some of it has to do... That is 3 wide, right? Or is it only 2? Let's grab a 3 wide building. It is 3 wide. But the squares change size a little bit relative to where the roads are that they're snapping to. Sometimes they get a little bit wider, as we saw very early on in the second episode maybe, here with these three, and sometimes they get a little narrower in this case. And you get one extra square in between, depending on the buildings and whatnot. Outpost depot researched. So next, we just spent all of our steel. We can't afford even something as simple as that. We could... No, we can't, actually. We can't afford that. 25... 40... Don't need that yet. 20... How much are these going to cost us? 30 wood. Wait, do they not need a steam core? This is 20... 20... Build... $25 wood. Oh, this just costs steel. We need 15 steel to build these. So I need to be very careful of what I research next. Because I need 30 steel at the end of the day. I'm going to wait a little bit, I think. Unless there's something else. I'm not going to do the charcoal kiln. I'm going to do the factory. 10, that's 20, yeah. I'm going to do the hothouse. That's 20, 20. A lot of 20s. If I can get this up to enough steel for the end of the day, we're not going to make it to 30. I need to get these guys into overtime. We need a couple more hours of work out of them. Alright, we're not going to start any research till the morning. Yeah, okay, that, and then that. Go back down. Scouts have reached the cave hideout. We climbed up to the cave. A low stone wall stands against its entrance. Behind it, we can see several men. A few tired men. As we approach the cave, its inhabitants pull out rifles and take positions behind the wall, barring the entrance. They are in bad shape, weak from malnourishment and illness. Sites discovered the frozen pond. So we can talk to them and try to convince them to join us. By the way, these are Americans. Or we can attack them and try to overpower them. I guess, worst case, they don't join us. Versus this, we might die from attacking them, so I talk to them. Nothing like small talk. Seeing that we have no ill intentions, the Americans told us how they dealt justice to the inventor after expelling him from his city. We buried Tesla's battered body in the cave and are headed home with these poor wretches in tow. Right? So now we're headed home. We have uncovered this additional site, though. So maybe once we get out here with these scouts, we could go that way, or we can send these guys back out at that time, depending on what happens. Okay, so we have 41 steel, and we just past 20, past 8 p.m., so let's do Steam Steelworks upgrades. And now we only have basically 10 steel, so we'll wait until morning. I think there was something that was 10, but I don't think it was anything that I really wanted to do just now. And we can't do any research till morning anyway, so I think we'll just wait and get to 20 and do something that we actually really want right now. Unfortunate, but I should have done these probably a little bit sooner. Or done this upgrade, I should say, a little bit sooner. And the temple has influenced some people to mend their ways. Oh, we need to assign Faith Keepers. Assign 10 engineers to Faith Keepers. Faith Keepers established. You prove that you follow through on your promises, and hope rises. Our faith will guide us through the ice. Those who seek hope, raise your eyes to the heavens. Faith is our only hope in this frozen hellhole. Let us pray. All our troubles are trivial in the face of eternity. Have faith, brothers and sisters. I didn't read the rest of them. That's fine. So we also now have an ability. Probably need to turn the heater on here. We have an ability called Nighttime Procession here, which is which will gather people together and do a procession like we just kind of saw here around the generator. And that also is good for dropping discontent, which starts after midnight. So we're going to actually get one of those tonight. and this one will end or be available in a little bit, so we'll do that soon. Wood's getting into the orange. We'll have to assign one of these to wood pretty soon, which is fine. But I think this is actually where we're going to wrap up for this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and in the next episode we will finish these up and continue on building our city and rescuing our survivors and see what else there is to do in the Frostland. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.